Hey guys, it's Hans Hobbies, and today I have this to show you. This is the Charisma RC, or Charisma Scale Adventure, SCA1E. You can kind of see what they try to do there. Kind of spells out scale. 1981 Range Rover, 10th scale RC trail truck or rock crawler. And this really appealed to me. I picked this one up at a Hobbytown USA over here in Illinois. I'm at a friend's house at the moment, which is why I'm suddenly in Illinois and my setup's a little bit different. But yeah, we went there and I saw this sitting on the shelf and I kind of impulse bought it because one, the price wasn't all that bad, and also I'm a big fan of scale crawlers and stuff like that, but a lot of the ones you see from a lot of manufacturers, they just usually release the same cars over and over and over again. Like there's like every crawler is basically either a Bronco or a Jeep Wrangler or some sort of Jeep, or like a Power Wagon or something like that, or an FJ. They like release the same cars over and over again. And this is actually a really unique model. I really like what Charisma is doing. They have this Range Rover model, and they also have a Subaru Brat model, which is actually pretty unique. The only other RC manufacturer that makes a Brat body is Tamiya, but obviously theirs is a little bit smaller. They're not really the 10th scale crawler size. They're more like 10th scale on-road size body, so a little bit different. And this is my first ever experience with Charisma. I've actually never had a Charisma before, and I haven't really paid attention to Charisma very much, so I didn't even know this model existed, which made it even more appealing for me at the Hobbytown I went to. But instead of talking about the box just sitting here, let's take a look around it. You see the nice Land Rover model. It looks pretty good on the box. Has nice little details. It looks like Evan Charisma. I'm assuming that's the founder. His signature right there. All that nice stuff. 1981. They have little like whatever right here. All the feature set there. Like it says here, Hobbytown price $330. Most places seems like they sell it for $350. Like A-Main Hobbies and stuff like that. So it's a little bit cheaper here. But over in Illinois, the tax is a little bit more expensive than Michigan. So I ended up paying a little bit more I would have than maybe if I had gone to a Michigan Hobbytown, but whatever. On this side, it just says Charisma. It's just like the box right here. On this side, it has the same picture as the front box art. Same thing on the other panel. Over here, we have some like feature set and like what the chassis looks like, the ESC receiver, all that good stuff, all the other features. The SCA1E looks like it came out before in a different model. I think it was the Coyote. But they came out with the Brat version. I don't know if the Brat version is exactly the same, but this Range Rover version at least, it looks like some of the differences is the ESC is different, and the battery placement and servo position is different. But we'll talk about that when we look at the truck. And then the back side just has some other like feature set, whatever. You can pause the video if you wanna take a look at that. But looking in the box, this was actually the only one they had left at the Hobbytown, and it was also their display model, which seems like a pattern for me to buy the display model. I'm gonna take this off for a second. And so the truck was already technically unboxed, so I didn't get the satisfaction of that. But I'll show you what is in the box nevertheless. So right here, it looks like it has a sticker sheet with some extra stickers, like extra taillight stickers and whatnot, maybe for like different model years of this generation Land Rover, Range Rover, and some other like window trim stickers and stuff. It looks like I'm not quite sure what that is, all that is, but yeah, it does include some extra stickers. If you want to add some more detail, and it has this little box in it, and this box includes your little hex wrench, some looks like double side tape, like bumper mounts for like different bumper heights, I think. Come to 2 of those for front and rear. Comes with a scale bumper with D-rings on it and a little like bull bar thing. Some hardware. comes with, I don't know what these are, but also comes with side view mirrors, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know what these bracket things are. It comes with a rear bumper as well, so that's pretty nice. Has a nice little trailer hitch. And then obviously the instruction manual, which is thick because it's in many different languages. So you can read through that if you would like. And that's all that's in that box. It also includes, this doesn't include the wall mount, but it includes this USB like 0.1 amp charger, really slow trickle charger. And kind of a spoiler here, it does have a Tamiya Molex plug on it. But bringing the car out, over here we have the Land Rover Range Rover 1981 model. And overall, it's a very nice looking model. The body is molded pretty decently. It kind of has a feeling of cheapness to it because of some of the stickers, but it does add some nice detail. The windows are clear, kind of. They're tinted with this like window sticker. The trim stickers aren't applied very well, so they look kind of bad, but it's not terrible, I guess. And at least the front bumper is a plastic piece that's attached to the body. It has really nice detail. Range Rover right here, it's an officially licensed body. And the front grille here has light buckets, and it's a separate plastic grille, which makes it look very, very nice. It also has plastic windshield wipers, which looks pretty cool. And in the rear, we have this thin little like stock bumper, also a separate plastic piece that's bolted onto the body, and just stickers for taillights and Range Rover, Land Rover, all that good stuff again. So overall, the body looks pretty decent. It's not the best high quality body ever, but when you're driving it on the trail, it's gonna look decent enough, and it looks enough like a Range Rover for me to be satisfied, especially since this is a pretty unique body in the crawler market. I'm really happy with this, and I actually really like how the bumpers and stuff look. Like you saw in the box, you can't remove this and cut it off the body to mount the chassis mounted bumper, because the bumpers, like I said, are mounted to the body. If you take the body off, there's no bumpers on this car. I think you may be able to use those extra body bumper mounts, so you can mount the bumpers a little bit lower. We'll see. But yeah, looking at the chassis, it's a pretty old design at this point. It has kind of that axial SCX10 2.0, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called all of a sudden. SCX10 2, SCX10, yeah, SCX10 2, where it's a center mount motor transmission, but it's a front battery. As far as I'm aware, the original version of this Charisma had the battery mounted in the back, and I think the servo was axle mounted, and it had a Hobbywing ESC. But you can see that they have their own ESC now. It's this tiniest ESC I've ever seen, with the tiniest little switch. It's actually pretty interesting. You can see my thumb here. It's as big as my thumb, so that's pretty tiny. So that's pretty interesting. 35 turn brushed motor, front battery mount with the Velcro strap, which is very nice, and chassis mount steering servo, which is also pretty cool. Chassis rails, which is nice as well. Molex plug, which for a lot of people is going to be a problem, but not too hard to solder on your own. It does look like the wires are pretty thin though, so I wouldn't say you can run like 3S or anything like that. It says here, it says maximum is a 2S LiPo or a 7-cell nickel metal battery, so something to keep in mind. The wheels and tires, the tires would say they're Rock Ripper tires. No idea, I think it's just Charisma's own tire. Doesn't feel like there's any foams in them, and they're also 1.55 wheels and tires, so they're pretty small. The overall tire diameter is the same as some 1.9 smaller 1.9s. You can see the CC01 here has 1.9 tires, and they're about the same diameter, but obviously the wheel for this one's much larger. So that's the only difference. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the tripod mount. But the wheels look pretty decent, and they are also beadlocks. The shocks are also very beefy. They look like monster truck or buggy shocks, but unfortunately they are a little bit sticky. You have to cycle them a few times before they'll loosen up every time you use them, because they do seem to get pretty sticky, so that is something to keep in mind. You'll have to rebuild these or just switch them out for something else, which is a little bit unfortunate, because otherwise they look like they're pretty good shocks. They're nice and beefy. They are threaded collar, so they're nice and adjustable, aluminum caps. So pretty decent shocks. Unfortunately, they do stick a little bit, so that is a bit unfortunate. You can see it's a 3-link, no, it's a 4-link in the front, no panhard bar. So there is some bump steer happening, but not enough to really matter. It's actually not bad at all. The geometry is pretty decent, and it does have a decent steering range. It also has CVA style drive axles in the front for that nice steering angle. The pumpkins are not, the axles are not realistic looking at all. They look like RC car axles, but still pretty smooth and should perform pretty decently. The Hobbytown I went to did have a crawler course in it, so I did get to try it out for a little bit. So that was pretty cool. But what was I saying? The wheels are beadlocks. I don't know if I mentioned that. So that's pretty nice. And then underneath it has all metal links, which for 350 bucks, that's pretty decent. A lot of crawlers come with plastic links, so it's really nice that this has aluminum link, metal links. I don't know if it's aluminum or steel, but metal links. Also metal drive shaft with like universal joints at the ends, so that's also very, very nice. I'm not sure if what the transmission has. I don't know if it's plastic or metal gears. I'll look into that, but it should be pretty interesting. The servo, the steering linkage here is plastic, but it doesn't have a lot of flex in it, and it's nice and stiff, which is really nice. And then I believe it does have a slipper clutch in here. There does seem to be an adjustment hole, but don't quote me on that. And overall, it's a pretty basic design, but it seems like it'll work pretty good. And when I drove it, test drove it at the Hobbytown, it actually did perform pretty well despite having pretty tiny tires and a large body. I would say though, the shocks did stick in the middle of it, and that kind of hindered performance a little bit, but other than that, for the most part, it's a really nice looking Range Rover. If you're a Land Rover fan, this is definitely something you might want to check out. And it's pretty scale looking as well. If you lowered it a little bit, it would look exactly like a stock Range Rover. So pretty cool. So it does include a battery, but it's only like a 1400 milliamp battery pack, so nothing fantastic, but it does include one. It also includes AA's for the transmitter, and this is the transmitter here. It's kind of like a racing style transmitter, so it's pretty nice. It's all plastic, but it does feel pretty good, and it's pretty decent. But yeah, overall, first impressions of this have been pretty good. I will probably do a review video for this eventually, and I will also bring out some driving videos of this because you guys can see like raw driving footage and my impressions of me driving it. But for now, that's it for this. If you guys want to see more of the Carisma SCA1E Range Rover or any of my other RC reviews or videos, you can check out my channel, subscribe, comment down below, all that good YouTube shenanigans, and I will see you guys next time.